All right, good evening. I'm gonna try to beat the darkness here. Welcome to the very first wash of the 997 GT3. It's gonna be awesome. And very first wash using my dual Kranzles setup. Nice. So we just did the test. 4.18 gallons per minute at 900 PSI with a 7.5 nozzle on it, which is pretty darn incredible. So thanks to the, just never dawned on me. I don't know why I never thought of it. I'm like, you know, it's a good, someone in the podcast a month ago said, hey dude, did you ever think about putting two, I forget how he phrased it, but did you ever think about putting a couple pressure washers together? Like put them in parallel? I said, you know, that's not a bad idea. I never really thought about doing it because, you know, the KWS, I always just thought you just get a bigger pressure washer, you know, which is certainly a viable option. But there's a couple of problems with it. The big boy, the KWS, it doesn't shut off. It runs for 30 seconds, so that's problem number one. Problem number two, I should probably go get the funnel for this, but we're just gonna make a mess instead. Problem number two is that it's a lot louder, so these are a lot quieter. And so Mike set it up, ordered all the valves, ordered all the stuff. So credit to the bro with the genius idea. Put a couple of 1322s together. And here we go. We got a system here, and we'll figure out if it works long term. Some other guys said not going to work because the auto shut off will cause problems. It'll backfeed. So far so good. It's working great. So there's an equal number. What the heck's going on here? Equal number telling me it wasn't going to work, but Mike said it would work, and what the heck's going on here? This brake buster destroys everything, man. Everything. Yeah, that's some serious jack going on there. Man. So I don't have the right orifice in this foam cannon, so we'll see if this is gonna be problematic or not. But if you're here for the first time, welcome. This 997.2, however you want to say it, GT3 RS is gonna be a subject of a giveaway in June and July. That's the plan. That's not a good sign. You see all that dust coming off of there. I wonder, I hope these are the right pads. So when I pull this apart, when I get this up on the lift, hopefully tomorrow, I'm planning to put it up there. I'll pull the pads off and check part number. Yeah, see, I need to get the right orifice inside the foam cannon, otherwise it's not going to foam very well. I need to open it up a little bit. It's going to be a little too restrictive and not great for the longevity of my two pressure washers. So anyway, we got a KWS 700, which is the big boy. That's the 20 millimeter pump. Doesn't turn off, runs for 30 seconds, so it doesn't have auto shut off. It's about, 80 something, 85 decibels. 80 decibels, where these operate at somewhere around 70. So a whole lot quieter, even running the two of these pressure washers. And from a detailer perspective, oh shoot, got stuck. Imagine if you had these two machines going. The two separate machines could be a real advantage. And that one, you get more efficiency done. Costs a lot less money too. It's about $1,000 less. So less money, and then you have a little more maintenance to do over time. But the The advantage is if your system went down, you could just operate on one pressure washer, just with with less pressure and flow. And then if you've already invested, you can just add another $1,000 pressure washer and a couple other parts and pieces, and you could easily retrofit another pressure washer in. But you do need 2 dedicated 20 amp circuits. Anyway, enough about that. That'll be up here soon. Let's talk about the man of the hour, the 997 RS. So this is my first wash of it. Just doing a clean up here for the first time, and I'm gonna assess it, take some photos over at the garage tomorrow. This is has 30,700 miles on it, so it's a little bit janky. Nice, but a little janky. So we're gonna chase some serious cleanup, some part replacement, some restoration of different parts and pieces. There's got big plans here. Uh-oh, broke the tip, shoot. This is the one problem with these. You have to torque the tip down so much and then put it with this certain products, and the tips break off. So let me go grab another tip here. So I've been sharing this information with the Pressall people to try to get that fixed. But the intent of this 30,000 mile car is to see, get it up to a better spec, really clean it up, make it pretty. The suspension's a freaking disaster, so it might just be a simple sway bar setting, but this thing doesn't handle very well. I'm gonna come up probably about a ½ an inch. It's a little bit lower than I think a GT car should be. I like my cars low generally, but it's a little bit too low. Twist that on the whole way, back it off a quarter turn or so. There we go. Now we're functioning again. I like to get this straight up product on the tires, especially since these tires haven't been cleaned by me. So these wheels will go in storage because I've got BBS MTSPs coming. But I got some really good news today from Wes from Titan. He talked to the last owner. I thought there's some stripes. Oh wow, this pressure wash is amazing. Gosh, these brakes. We're gonna be able to clean them up a bit, but they're pretty banged up. Hope I can get them looking really clean when we do the dry ice cleaning. See all that black dust coming off the wheels? So the good news is if I do have to try to find some new carbon ceramics that if I do have to do that, I'm not having to repaint. And then I really wonder about a shifter, if it's the numeric just not being adjusted properly, so I'm going to take that all apart, figure that out. But anyway, I've gone through the interior, ordered a couple of grand worth of stuff like new door sills, some new plastics and things like that. So I've ordered that stuff, but not anything crazy. I ordered some repair stuff for the leather. So I'm gonna try to repair the 2 little worn spots. One is a pretty decent sized worn spot. The only reason I'm a little nervous about being able to fix it is that it's right where the stitch is. So I'm not sure how that's gonna turn out. But I'm gonna give it a shot. And if I can't get it to work, then I'll try and order the replacement leather. We'll see if we can get a hold of that. The problem is this has Porsche exclusive, so it has the headrest has the Porsche crest on it, so that means it won't be like a stocked item. Very unlikely a stocked item, so that means it'll take twice as long and cost twice as much. So I'm hoping to be able to just repair the leather, get it to like 90%, and call it a day. I decided I ordered a new shift knob today. The shift knob on there is not a real Porsche shift knob, it's some sort of knockoff. It's kind of a janky looking carbon fiber version, so I'm gonna swap that. I'm not super concerned about the wheels because again, these wheels will be coming off and I'll clean them and coat them after they come off. We'll do a deep cleaning, clay bar, maybe a little minor polishing to them. I bought new center locks as well. So you'll see coming up here, when I get it on the rack, I'm gonna FaceTime with Jamie from Dundon. We're gonna kind of go over the car together, you know, on FaceTime, decide if I'm gonna send the car to Seattle or if we're gonna have Charles come to me. This thing's toast. Yep. Brake buster clogs up everything and it eats it away. So that's the problem. I think I've been using this one for well over a year though, so not terrible. Although I want to make it so that it lasts forever. That's the plan. Got to denib these tires. Although I ordered the cup 2s for it today. These are PS4Ss. It doesn't appear that the PPF is coated, so I'm kind of glad about that. We're gonna check the condition of it, and then I'm gonna coat it. I can't wait to get this thing completely dialed and then continue to share with you guys how freaking awesome it is. I'm not going to be able to make it perfect. It has too many track miles, a lot going on here. But I'm going to be able to get it pretty darn good. You'll see as you follow along. If you're not following along, I'll put it in the description. Go make sure to I'll put the link there for Renlist, the Renlist journal. I'm actually photographing and journaling the whole ownership experience and the revitalization of this car. Now it's a good enough example that I wouldn't call this a restoration. This is more of just trying to make it look as pretty as I can. There's a soul bypass on here, which sounds really good. I think what I'll probably try to do, because this doesn't look coated, I'm going to try to coat this thing. I'm pretty sure it's XPEL PPF on here, and the whole car's PPF from head to toe. I thought I was going to have to rip it off, but now after hearing that the stripes were on top of the PPF, it means that I think I'm going to be pretty good, because I know it was paint corrected. I just don't know to what extent. So we're going to find out when I get some lights on it and take a look at it tomorrow. So today's goal was to just get it cleaned up, washed off. We're going to use some Decon soap on it. But I'm going to pull the yellow off. We're going to go full stealth mode. Yellow's coming off. The white gold's not going back on. I do think this color shouldn't have black wheels. I think it should have light colored wheels. So platinum or satin, platinum satin? No, that's not what they call it. It's platinum something. BBS MTSPs, RE MTSP are the model of those. Maybe this will be the redeeming BBS experience for me. I had 3 sets of BBSs that are all gone at fire sale prices. So I'm really surprised. The center lock nuts were like $500. Not too bad. I mean, that's a lot of money, but not crushing. So the question will be, once I get this dry ice cleaned, I'm gonna mess with the shift mechanism. We'll decide if it needs these cars at around this mileage or the amount of track miles that this has, very likely needs a transmission rebuild. They have synchro wear, fork wear that happens under higher mileage, especially under duress on the track. And then I'm having an issue with the front axle lift. So I ordered some solenoids to try to fix that. But this is part of the fun. I'm sharing the whole experience again, like old school style, and how I got my start on, you know, sharing on Renlist. The only reason I made the YouTube channel was some guy, I think that guy has since passed away, but he was a few years ahead of me on the detailed discovery process. So he had tried some more stuff than I had at the time. And he said, why don't you make some videos? Because I was photographing everything. And so I started the YouTube channel. I mean, I already had made a channel, and I had like 3 of my exhaust videos up there. And so I made the channel in order to, man, it's raining. Dang it. In order to support the journal. So I'm re-journaling this. It's a lot of fun, a lot of work. So again, we're at 900 PSI. It just looks like a ton of pressure because we're moving a lot of water. There's a lot of flow going on here. So, but we're pretty safe. Man, it's really starting to rain. Dang, it hasn't rained in weeks, months, it seems. And now it freaking starts raining when I'm trying to wash the car. Should have looked at the weather. That just means we'll have to put the camera under cover here, but we've got lights in the garage. We've got a pressure washer going in the garage. We got the beta of the OG vacuum system is about to go get set up. So we're gonna start that here this coming week. I'm going to Helen. We're gonna put the vacuum up there as well. Life is good, man. Felt incomplete without a GT3 in my life. This, even though this isn't staying, the plan here is to do really well with you guys hopefully buying a bunch of stuff and making me a bunch of money on this car, so that way I can actually buy one and keep one. And this is a good example of a good guinea pig for me to learn all about it and become a semi-expert on the platform. What needs to be fixed, what are the wear and tear items, how all that stuff. These tires really need to be cleaned better, because look at all that. Yeah, so the suspension's a bit of a mess. This thing is almost dangerous. It doesn't handle very well at the moment. So I'm gonna dig into how to address that. All right, let's rinse it off. This is gonna be fun. This is where having more flow becomes really, really efficient. You get a lot more efficiency. This is why I think if you're a professional detailer, you want to either pony up for the big boy, the KWS, or you want to do a setup like this. I think this is going to be the better setup. You need a few more accessories, like extra hoses and stuff to make it work. We're going to make a package for it. You can just add to your current setup. I think even if you had a 1622, the 1622 is a pretty worthless machine, especially if you're a pro.
Gosh, it's not raining.
It wasn't raining when I started. But this is so much more efficient. Look at this. So I think I'm going to take the yellow badges off. I think there might be something on the windshield. Holy cow, this pressure washer setup is insane. I'm gonna take these old man mirror thingies off. I'm gonna scrape them off, they're stuck on there. But when I first got the car, the tire pressures were way off. So I thought maybe that was it. You know, and I understand if you lift in a GT3, an older GT3 or an older 911. This isn't, wouldn't classify this as older. But I just went around this little turn here. I was going like 30 miles an hour. Like there's a little turn right here. And I just, came off the throttle and the whole rear end just kind of steps out. I'm like, that's way off. That's not good. So we gotta figure that out. So I'm gonna do, just to clean it up, I'm gonna do some decon soap. What's going on here? That is itchy. This top is kind of gummed up or something inside. Let me just dump it in here. God dang it, what are you doing, you freaking idiot? Pay attention. A little bit in there. We'll wash this out here and we fill this up. The new quick disconnect we have coming. It's going to makes it easier to fill this up. I'm going to fill this all the way up because we're flowing so much water. Normally I wouldn't fill this as much. So this one we did put the new nozzle in it. So this has a 1.5 millimeter orifice inside of it. Got soap freaking everywhere. Dang. Oh man. It just smacked me in the face because it's so slippery. Oh, that's the hazard. Oh, I'm gonna have a freaking black eye. Hit me right in the face. Oh. I tried to transition from hand to hand and it slipped right off. Oh my gosh. This thing hit me right in the face. Bang. Well, I'm glad we caught that on camera for you. You're welcome. Oh, shoot. That's gonna leave a mark. Oh. Dang it. You can tell I'm happy. Because if I didn't have this GT3, I'd be freaking mad. You'd have to be beeping me out right now. So here's the deal. This is counterintuitive. Many of you always want to put a smaller orifice in here to try to get more foam. If your thing isn't foaming and you have the right orifice inside of the foam cannon, that means you've got hard water or you're not mixing the right combination of soap. So if I ran this 4 gallons a minute through a 1.25, I'd get almost no foam. So trying to squeeze lots of flow through a tiny little orifice is going to mean you're going to hurt your amount of suds or your foaming. Smaller is not always better, especially if it's damaging your machine or making your pressure washer overwork or overamp, overdraw. I'm going to have a disclaimer with these pressure washers as we get up there and massive flow. Gosh, I smashed myself in the face. Holy crap, man. I think I got that on camera. So. Idiot. Not smart, Maddie, not smart. Yeah, combination, man, it hurt my finger too when I punched myself in the face. Combination of too much soap on my hands, too much flow. So all PPFs have a top coat, right? So it has a coating top coat, if you will, but it's nowhere near as good as the combination of a coating on top of PPF. And then Expel does sell a version that has their coating infused in their top coat, but I prefer. I just don't like that fusion stuff very much. Runaway buckets. Remember the old days when my buckets would run away from me and I'd get all mad? So today I'm just sort of washing the thing, and then tomorrow we'll do an exterior assessment. I'll take a bunch of photos and we'll see what I think I need to do. I want to see what the PPF looks like. I want to see what I'm going to do about this window that doesn't fit. The windshield has a big gap right here. It's the factory windshield, so it's the correct windshield, but it don't fit, bro. So you can do something about that. Doesn't whistle or make any noise or anything, so that's good. Certainly not leaking. Well, although I haven't driven in the rain, so I'm not sure yet. But this thing's pretty good. It's gonna be great. It looks pretty decent though. It's gonna change somebody's life. But before it does that, it's gonna change mine, I think. So all this, like this here, was white gold from the factory. And so at some point that was painted. I like it black. I think the combination of the satin colored BBSs with the satin or the platinum colored uprights, the extended uprights in the back, I think it's gonna be a pretty good combo. Man, my face is freaking throbbing right now. So right here, there's like an outline of what I thought was stripes that were on the car for a really long time. I've been told by some dorky Camaro guy that I don't have any style because I don't like stripes and yellow cages. It's okay, bro. You say so. I'll just drop a few pictures of my E92 or my 15 other previous cars. I might not have fashion style, but I have frickin' car style. That I'm confident of. I wonder if he had the Porsche sticker on here too. I wonder if that would come off. These need to be repainted. It's not a good paint job. Because of how dirty and dusty it was, I didn't like get any lights out. I could just see in the sunlight a reflection of the stripe, and I just assumed that was on the paint prior, and then it had etched the paint, and I was donezo. And you're gonna have to repaint the hood. First I was gonna try to wet sand it. First I was gonna pull the PPF off, but what I would have found is that then the stripes would have disappeared, and I would have been like, ah, crap, this PPF is like 6 months old. But I was gonna try to sand it, and then if I couldn't sand it, I was going to be prepared to have to repaint it. But it's pretty, I mean, the last person who owned it, all the jams are clean. You know, he didn't get to the restoration part of the interior pieces and things like that. But the car has certainly been maintained. I'm going to get into the mechanical side. It's a little harder to visibly tell. We're going to dry ice clean this whole thing. I think you're really going to dig that series. We're starting that on January 5th. Scott and I are going to show you all the new tech, the new machines. We're going to run a giveaway. I decided to postpone the E36. I just don't feel complete with it yet. There's still some things I want to do with it. It's like darn near perfect. So I might as well get it to almost, to pretty perfect. So, plus I didn't want this one to cannibalize that and to ram you with too many stupid giveaways. Well, I must have gotten some brain damage from that one smacking me in the eye. Still a little tender here. That was a good hit. But the battery went dead on the darn microphone, so I just wanted to wrap up the video here. I made this a much shorter version of Wash and Talk. Just wanted to capture the first, sprinkling of the GT3 washing. I'm going to be washing that thing a bunch. But I was talking about when I was wrapping up, we're doing a couple of things coming up here in January. We're going to do, I'm not sure the exact dates, I think somewhere on January 12th. I'm pushing the E36 giveaway to the fall because I just don't feel complete with it, like I said earlier in the video. What we're going to do is we're going to do a joint, I think it's a dual giveaway, I think was what we're going to end up doing, where option one, I don't know how we're going to do this, but option one is a dry ice machine, so an Evo 7.5 horsepower air compressor. I think we're going to try to do the nano desiccant dryer, all the Prevost piping, hose reel, all that setup, as well as flying you down here to go to dinner with me and Scott, and then we'll train you at the Dryce facility, which is only a few minutes from me. And then the other option is going to be a full OG Master Collection shopping spree. So you'll be able to come, I'll fly you down here, we'll go to dinner, hang out, talk about life and business. Next morning we'll come and we'll build an entire Master Collection detailing. So pressure washer, buckets, all the detailing stuff, polishing, all that stuff. And then we'll box it up together and with the shipping crew, ship it out to you, so that way it gets to you by the time you get home. Would be kind of a cool idea. So we're going to do those type of giveaways, and I think I'm going to try it where it's just digital entries. So you can buy a digital entry, which gets you some wallpaper for your phone or something like that. And then the other option would be to add digital entries to your cart on every order. So you don't have to buy anything specific, anything you want, you can buy, just add to your purchase. And we're thinking about some ways to do that and gain entries into the thing. And hopefully I can raise enough digital entries to, just think of a digital raffle, if you will, to cover the cost of a dry ice setup and a OG Master Collection. So, but I get into later, or obviously up in Helen here, I get into the detail of the underside mechanically. This car is it's gonna take some work to get it to where I want to get it to, and so I'm continuing to journal the car. So click the link on the description, takes you to the Renless Journal. You can see where I'm at with the documentation of it. So check that out, make a profile, sign up, and we can chat about the car inside of the forum journal thread. I think that it already has 10 or 12,000 views on it, and lots and lots of comments already. I think we're on page 6 or 7 already on the thread. So it's gonna be pretty significant, I think. Old school Maddie. But I'm loving this car, I'm loving this experience. This reminds me very much of the beginnings where I would work on the car. While working on the car, I'd discover things that I needed to support it, and I would, I was thinking the other day about the vacuum. We're about to install the new vacuum system here. It's been a lot of fun. I'd forgotten how much work it is to take photos and video. You see me screwing up already with the microphone. It's a lot, but it's a lot of fun for me. So it's what this whole thing is about, of sharing and getting out of my head the thoughts, and it's super helpful to engage with others. So next Wash and Talk will be more robust, and we're going to figure out what to do with the PPF and coating and exterior and all that stuff as well. So anyway, stay tuned for more GT3. It's coming. The raffle on this car theoretically will be in June, so I'll keep you posted on that. See you on the next one.